dropped down 2 places since the start. Round the outside line goes Danny, who now goes for the race lead, but he's fighting back on Prix for life in a minute, and the Red Bull just about holding his position. And here for round 5 is going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Malou wins here in Baku.
Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I've done so many tests, and that has never happened at the start with the loading on the screen. We are learning these new graphics, and that telemetry one should go off in literally 2 seconds, and then we can get properly started. Let me just turn that off because that is in the way. 2 seconds. Perfect. Right then, let's get started. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the 7th round of the season then here in Extinguished Motorsports, here in CPG SGN Motorsports. Brand new name, of course, and we are back for another week running, and tonight we find ourselves here at the Albert Park circuit, of course, where they've just hosted the real F1, and some brand new graphics coming your way. Of course, on your screen, we normally use these ones. I have some brand new ones to use today in line with the actual F1. First of all, we have the leaderboard, which we'll see if all the drivers have chosen their names. There's majority have, only one McLaren hasn't. For some reason, there is also AIs bringing up their names as well. This has never happened in the test, I do apologise, but we are still learning as we go along with it. But we're here in qualifying then, ladies and gentlemen, with 15 minutes on the clock for this session. And like I mentioned, we're here at the Albert Park circuit, 14 corners, full throttle. It's 77% of the lap. Top speed, 203 miles an hour, and you know, the tyre wear in the medium range then here in Australia. Of course, the high heat that you can deal with, but also you know, it can be pretty treacherous conditions here in Australia too, so it depends. And leading on to that, of course, we do have the weather forecast, where showing today it's looking pretty clear into this qualifying session, so I haven't really got too many worries then about the weather today, and it is looking like we're going to get some dry weather all the way through, which is what we like to see. Best knower then kick starts the afternoon off with a 1 minute 16.8, and to start off as the fastest driver on the track then, as Elfrost over the line now. Elfrost is the quickest man as he crosses the line with a 1 minute 16.7. We'll see there's a few drivers possibly out. We'll have a look then who is on the track. There is a few making their way around. It's good to see everyone in the chat tonight then, ladies and gentlemen. On the leaderboard, for some reason, there's AI drivers loading up. I'm not entirely sure why. That has never happened once in the testing that I've done in the days leading up to this, but it is just something we are going to get used to, of course. I've got so many more graphics to show you. This is not it. This is not even a quarter of the graphics I've got, but we've got a lot more to show in the race, and we're going to try and catch somebody on the lap then, as let's have a look. This is looking like a lap potentially about to start for Jones then, make his way around, or is this his actual lap time? He's going to cross the line now then here in Australia, and does go into 3rd place, which is absolutely lovely stuff, and the Aston Martin has made a great time, 0.2 of a second off there at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest sectors then on the screen, fastest sectors, and it is Elfrost in the first sector quickest. Best Knower is quickest in the middle sector, and Elfrost quickest in the final third. That is how it's shaping up at the minute. Still a few drivers to cross the line then, as we are joined with 8 people today, and just waiting for the last few to actually cross the line. We want to quickly go and have a look at DXRC. Who is a new driver here in CPG SGN. and someone we haven't actually seen just yet. But making their way around then is the XRC off onto the side of the track there then. 12 minutes remaining of qualifying, and that is an awful start then for the Williams as he goes into the pit lane, and that'll be the end of his qualifying session at the minute. Lupiani then into the pit lane. Jones is out there, and I assume this is the start of a lap, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. On for a lap then with Jones all the way down in towards turn 1, the Aston Martin. Is he going to improve then with a 1 minute 17 flat on the board at this moment in time? He's got nearly 3/10 of a second then to Best Noah in front, and he's looking strong at the minute. Then into the first sector he goes. As Best Noah in the chat, will it be the same graphics for WRC tomorrow? Yes, it will. It's going to be the same graphics for every league now. I'm just trying to get used to them. I've got so many buttons to click. I'm so not used to this kind of thing. But Jones is quickest in the first sector then, as you can see at the top of your screen. And he is really finding this quite easy then at this moment in time, as he is activating the DRS and all the way down in towards the left-hand side. And a bit different to real life at the minute. He doesn't have to downshift at the end of that straight, as the Aston Martin is going to continue all the way down into the right-hand side. And it's looking like a strong lap for him at this minute. He backs off. He does back off then, does Jones, and that'll be the end of his lap. Unfortunately, will not make an improvement just here, so we will leave it with him for now. Cheatham then is he out? Oh, he misses the barrier. That is a huge crash then for the Haas car, and he retires from qualifying. Does the Haas out in these early stages? Big crash into the wall then, and that is the first retiree. He's got a Sky Sports thing as well. Yes, mate, we're doing good. We are doing good. But follow the social media then. Follow the social media, everybody, as well. JackCrossleyComms, you can find us on absolutely everything. Of course, you can see that on there as well. But Elfrost then is quickest in the first sector, and he is looking very fast at this minute in time. He wants to try and keep this up if he can. But is this a lap around? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is then, as we've got the driver timing up, but nothing is happening, so I assume this is going to be, you know, the start of a push lap for him then, as Elfrost coming around and up towards the line. Is this going to be the start of a lap? Yes, it absolutely is. Up towards the line then, Elfrost is going to start a flying lap, ladies and gentlemen, here in qualifying, and there we go. Over the line and into towards the first corner. Best Noah then goes quickest in sector 1. Elfrost now is on a flying lap and looking to improve. He is the quickest driver on the track at this moment in time, but looking to go even quicker if he can. He's got a 10th of a second then over Best Noah, but that is not a lot at all. And he is going to want to try and improve if he can. Best Noah does go quickest sector 2 as well. We are looking like we're going to get a fastest lap here for the Mercedes, who is on an absolute roll. Elfrost down by 0.03 of a second then in sector 1. Yellow sector 1 then for the Ferrari, who is improving at the minute and is trying to find any time that he can with 8 minutes to go. But in the first sector, it was very slow indeed then for this man. Can he improve? Can he improve? Elfrost looking quick. Best Noah is now the fastest driver. 1 minute 16.4, and the Mercedes finds pole position then in the quickest car on the grid at the minute. That was very quick. And a few tenths of a second then over Elfrost at this moment in time. What can the Ferrari do then as a comeback statement? Elfrost over the line. Is this going to be any improvement for him? Can he snatch pole away again? It's purple sector 3, but not enough, and he is nearly 0.2 of a second shy, ladies and gentlemen. Elfrost does not improve there enough to get in front of Best Noah. So that is the end of his lap. Jones then in third place. Lupiani in 4, and if I bring up the old, I can only assume I'm not entirely sure here. Best Noah over the line, and he goes for the quickest lap, of course, as we saw. But what a start. What an absolute start today then, here in qualifying. as across the line for DXRC. And we're going to have a look, is he on the lap time now? As we'll get the driver timing. I think he was just on the lap then. He's P8 at the minute, but he hasn't improved. Unless he's on the lap now. I'm just trying to get used to this. No, he is on a lap now. So we're going to watch this one then. We are going to watch this one and see if he can make any improvements. He is currently dead last. So we're looking to see if he can find any time in this lap at the moment. And 8th position, that he sits. But will this be an improvement? Can he find any time then? As we watch DXRCS, the first, well, one of the new drivers then here in CPG SGN Motorsports. Everybody else here, really, we've got a rough idea of, but this is someone that joined very late today. And you can see the telemetry inputs then on the screen. As he turns his wheel, we get to see that on our screens, powered by AWS tonight, as 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Here comes DXRCS then. On his first run here in CPG SGN Motorsports, he flies towards the line here in qualifying. What time will this be then? Crosses the line in P8 at the moment, looks to improve, and he goes into P5 then with a 1 minute 17.9, and not a bad lap indeed then. He's 1.4 seconds off the man in front, but DXRCS does improve on that lap around. Well, Lou PNE then coming out for an out lap. Jones out as well. But Lou will be going for a lap in a minute. I think Jones is going to be going one in a moment's time. His battery is absolutely stacked up to the brim, and he is getting ready now for a push lap, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting ready for a push lap. Never mind, he's in the pit lane. My apologies. His battery was so high, I thought he was getting ready. Should I go out? Best Noah? Yes, mate. I will watch your lap if you go out. I will watch your lap. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see it before. But Lou PNE then, he will be doing a lap soon, and we can watch this. Best Noah says he feels he can improve on his time, which is always what we want to see. But yeah, Noah, what did you think of the intro, mate? We've got a new video. We've got a new video, and of course the new sponsor, well, the sponsor we've had for a while, but I'm trying to promote that more as well. But let me know what you thought. You know, maybe add a little bit more to it. As here comes Lou PNE then. We are going to watch this one with the Alpine, who goes for a flying lap. And can he possibly get on pole position today, ladies and gents? We're going to find out. We are going to find out then. Lou PNE on a lap at this moment in time. And looking to make an improvement. It's a 1.2 second deficit to the man in front of him, and he needs to find a bit of time here if he wants to get into third place. Quite a bit of a gap there, as he is down by 3 tenths in the first sector. He doesn't hold any of the fastest sector times, as you can see on the right hand side. We have only got, you know, well, Lou at the minute struggling to find time, as you can see, really struggling to find time as he makes his way down and in towards the left-hander. It switches to the right then, and very physical through there. As nearing the end of this lap, he has gone green. Oh, my bad. He has gone green in the middle sector. And now the final sector to come then. What is this going to be for the Alpine? He's massively off third place here, but he could make an improvement then as he crosses the line. What can Lou PNE do? Is it going to be any quicker today? He does cross the line with 9/10 of a second down and doesn't make any improvements, unfortunately, so that'll be the end of his lap. Jones is another driver, sorry, on the track at the minute. Well, we do have a car setup. We have a car setup graphic, everybody, which is quite cool. We have a car. Oh, my bad. We have a car info graphic as well. So that'll be quite good in the race as well. Car information, always good to see, of course. But here comes the Aston Martin then. We're going to see this lap around for him. And I'm looking forward to see this. What can Jones do? We're going to cross the line with him as we make our way all the way down in towards turn 1. Only 2 minutes left of qualifying with the Aston Martin. As he goes for a quicker lap, he is definitely in contention of pole position here. He can absolutely do it if he puts his mind to it, and we are going to witness that now then. Can this Aston Martin get pole position with only 2 minutes to go in qualifying? He is absolutely capable of doing this. And if in the chat as well, yes, 5-minute break, please do respect that. Jones goes quickest then in the first section. You can see in the bottom right graphic as well, he holds the fastest time in the speed trap of 207 miles per hour. So the quickest driver at this moment in time. But we continue to watch him then on this lap, and it is looking incredibly strong at the minute. Into 7th, then up to 8th gear, and the DRS activated as well for the Aston Martin, rounding off this lap and only 0.4 of a second shy of pole. His first sector was great. His middle sector wasn't too bad, but it was certainly not purple like the first. Now into the final third, though, where he has to get this right now if he wants to take pole. He's in P3 at the minute and going for the quickest time of the day. Up towards the line then with Jones. Will it be pole position? He crosses the line. It's going to be second place. Good enough for second place at the minute, and he's 100th of a second then behind Best Noah. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 100th of a second then behind Best Noah at the minute. You can see the fastest lap on your screen. Best Noah the quickest. Then it's Jones. Then Best Noah and Elfrost in the sectors, of course, as the fastest times. But we do want to watch Best Noah now as he starts a lap. Let's watch this man for his final time of the day, as I'm going to bring up some driver lap timing as well. Hopefully we can see all of that. For some reason, Hamilton and Bortoletto are there. They should get replaced when we get some more laps on the board, so we will keep that up for now. But Best Noah is on a flying lap and looking strong at the minute. 1 minute 16.417. He's already on pole and not beaten just yet, and he's up by 0.02 of a second in the first sector. There's Liam Everson in the chat. The new graphics are great. Always good to see you leveling up your stream experience, Jack. I appreciate that, mate. I just thought I'd try and improve as much as we could with it. There's Elfrost now. Elfrost, the quickest driver. He takes pole position by 0.4 of a second. Can Best Noah find any time here to contest with that? We thought it was all done then. We thought the Mercedes was going to take it, but little did we know Elfrost in the Ferrari has topped the timing boards at this minute in time. Best Noah now making his way round the final few corners then and up towards the line. He goes into the pit lane. He knows it is over, and that is the end of his session, ladies and gentlemen. I believe if DXRC is done when he comes up towards the line, he's not looking quick at the minute. I mean, his sectors weren't so bad actually. This might not be it might not be a bad time. Sorry. So we'll find out. But after this, we will have our pole sitter. Oh, okay, into the barrier then, and retires from the session. Caught red-handed on stream. But ladies and gentlemen, Elfrost is your pole sitter today. Absolutely brilliant as he takes the Pirelli pole position award. 1 minute 16.005 is the quickest time of the day. As here is your finishing results then, everybody, here in qualifying. Elfrost on pole then from Best Noah, second place, joined by Jones in third. Lupiani then four as DXRCS, a new driver, crashing out at the end of qualifying. He starts down in P5. Cheatham then in 7 is a Racing Bull in 6, we don't know the name of, who hasn't sorted the thing out. Same with the McLaren down in 8 as well. But that's the 8 drivers joining us then for tonight's race. Everybody will be there in a few moments' time, but you're going to be put on the Grand Prix starting soon screen. We'll be back very soon. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and here for the formation lap then to kick-start tonight's Grand Prix. The leaderboard has sorted itself out, which is what we want to see, and I am very, very excited to get into this then. I really, really am. Well, here for the formation lap at the Albert Park circuit this afternoon. Once again, the circuit info on your screen then. Of course, 14 turns across this circuit with 70%, well, 77% of your lap, nearly 80, at full throttle, which is just incredible. It really, really is. Top speed 203 miles an hour as well. And we actually saw quicker than that in qualifying earlier on. So very, very quick track indeed, and a street circuit as well. So quite hard to get your head around sometimes. But Elfrost then has took pole position going into this Grand Prix tonight and holds the advantage in hand. Best Noah is behind him though, and is definitely going to make his life incredibly hard. Weather forecast then, we are looking very dry here today, which is it's really what we want to see. That we're going to get through the race, you know, smoothly with no issues with the weather, and that is exactly what we came here for. But Elfrost is going to make his way round and line up as the first driver on the grid here in Albert Park this afternoon. My brother has no steering. What's happened with his steering, Wolfie? Well, the drivers line up on the grid then, and ahead of the lights, we get ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go then, here in Albert Park, Australia, this afternoon. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And the drivers get away here in CPG SGN Motorsports. It is lights out and away we go then with Best Noah already into turn 1 ahead of Elfrost then. It is Jones now up into second place and the XRCS as well up into P4, making moves up now into P3. He's on an absolute roll then on this start as we make our way up the grid. Best Noah as your leader. It is Jones then running in second place. He's had an absolutely brilliant start in this race. DXRCS as well with a superb start up into the podium places. Elfrost has dropped down to P4 as an absolute stinker at the start. Player, I'm not entirely sure what his name is. The McLaren is in P5 at the minute and has already got a warning on the start. Lupiani then P6 with the Racing Bull in P7. And then it's 8 Cheatham at the back of the grid. But a crazy start then to the Grand Prix here in Albert Park as Best Noah as your leader, and he has had an absolutely lovely start. DXRCS, I'm pretty sure, is had an even better start because I think he started pretty far back. We'll see that on your screen now then. The driver intro, yes, he started 5th and now he is up into 3rd place. So he's had a good start then in the Williams today and looking to build on that that progress if he can. He loses the rears there then and just about saves it. That was very close, wasn't it? That was very close indeed. Just about saves the car. Up into Jones then. Best Noah takes the fastest lap and Jones in second place is trying to hunt down the man in front of him, which he could possibly do. He's chasing Best Noah for first place at this moment in time. He's right on his gearbox. Only 6/10 of a second then the gap at the moment. And could he do it within the next few laps then? The live speed and the live comparison. Best Noah as your leader. Jones right behind him and he takes the fastest first sector as well. This Aston Martin is on a roll then here in Albert Park and is looking to make a move on this Mercedes when he can. All the way down the back straight now then and gaining as much as he possibly can. But not enough here for a move at this moment in time, unfortunately. Right on the back side of him though, and is this move going to happen sooner than later? It is absolutely looking like it then. Here we go. Up the inside line is the Aston Martin of Jones. Going to do it on Best Noah. He does wait his turn just now, but he's right on the right. He's right on the back side. He is absolutely there with him, and you can see they make their way around the final few corners now. Best Noah with the fastest lap with the better pace at the minute, but Jones has held the better pace over this lap and is looking like he's going to snatch the fastest lap. Then as we cross the line goes the Aston Martin. He does take the fastest lap off of Best Noah. Then you can see there he was looking way quicker on that lap. Then it gets taken away from El Frost, who's now up into third place and making some better places. Now he's up into third. He did lose places earlier on. He started P1, let me remind you, but black and white flag then for car 2. That's looking like the McLaren. But a lovely start then. Quite chaotic in some places, but exciting to say the least. And if you're in the chat, hopefully you're enjoying so far. Best Noah with a great start at the minute then in the McLaren. Jones in second place, then third is El Frost, and here's making these places up, gaining as much as he can. And he surely will be there soon, as Jones gets a black and white flag as well, and a warning for corner cutting on this third lap of the Grand Prix at this minute in time. As El Frost seems to be slightly gaining, slowly but surely. Give him a bit of time and he might just be able to do this then. We'll see if he can. Locking up though, going into the left-hand side. As down in towards turn 1 then, with your race leader, Best Noah. He did well in qualifying and he's done well today then, getting into P1 at this moment in time, looking to be the quickest driver. But Jones is not going to let that happen, and he is right on the he's right on the gearbox of him at the minute, and I'm looking forward to see, you know, how this is going to pan out through this Grand Prix. Only lap 4 of 29, and a long way to go left in this race. As Cheatham retires from the session, out. I'm not entirely sure where they retired, but they are out of the Grand Prix, and that is one driver down. Only 7 remain now in tonight's race, unfortunately. But we look to Jones again then, and he was in the pit lane. Oh, thank you very much, Wolfie. But it is El Frost gaining, and you can see how close he is getting now. You know, he is right on the backside, and he did start P1. He's now in P3, so at the minute he's not in a good place, but he is gaining this back, and this is what he wants to be doing. He's really catching the guys in front of the gap now, only 1/6 of a second then to Jones. He's absolutely flying, making his way through the order, and his tyres are clearly now just getting up to temperature, but it's what he's been waiting for then, to actually, you know, get himself back up the order today. There's a tyre life on your screen. Oh, the back end sliding out there for El Frost. The tyre life on your screen, and it is 12 to 14 laps apparently. I don't think that's right, actually. I'm not entirely sure. That looks pretty wrong. We're going to turn that off. Turn that off then. Medium tyres are being destroyed. Yeah, they absolutely are. I can actually bring up the wear on the. The leaderboard there. You can see the wear on the tyres then for the drivers as we head through the right-hand side chicane. It's still Best Noah as your leader, and you can see Jones just behind him, catching him as quick as he possibly can. It's Cardo and... So I was just trying to see who the drivers were as players, because I've not seen that yet. But Best Noah then as your leader. Here comes El Frost looking up the inside. Still not enough room then for him to make the move. But do not count him out from this one, because he is right there and looking to get through when he can. Gaining and gaining then, ladies and gentlemen, with the driver battery. As you can see, Jones on barely any. El Frost then 55% battery at the minute. This is going to really be helping the Ferrari to catch Jones at the minute. Only 6th lap in of 29. And the Ferrari did have a fumble then, if you're just joining us. He fumbled from the start, but now he is trying to gain. And at the minute, he is gaining at quite a good rate. He's just got to try and keep this up then as much as he can. Elfrost now gaining. He's going to go round the outside line with a little bit better battery. And the Ferrari gets into second place, makes a move through. And a great move then. The Ferrari now into second place. And, of course, holds the fastest lap, as you know. But here's Best Noah then, 0.8 of a second deficit to Elfrost, and he's just made a move up, so I'd be pretty worried then if I was Noah now, because Frost is on a roll, he really is, and flying through the pack. As in the last 4 laps then, the driver ahead and behind. Oh, never mind, Jones in the pit lane. You know what, we're going to go to that. Jones in the pit lane, ladies and gents, and coming out now. On brand new hard compound tyres. Brand new tyres, and the first pit stop of the day then we see, I believe, the first official pit stop here in Albert Park tonight. But a brilliant start for Best Noah, you've got to admit, as he is right up there and ahead at the minute. Looking like the stronger driver, but Elfrost is starting to catch. And I think he's going to be right on the back side of him before you know it. I really do. The wear on the front left then for Best Noah is just horrible. 43% on the wear. It's telling me anyway. Really, really bad then on the tyres. But no visible front wing damage, so his wing and everything else on the car looks fully intact. But he is losing time. He is losing a bit of time to the man behind, and he doesn't want to be doing that at all. There's Elfrost running in second place and slowly but surely catching. That is completely wrong. I do apologise. Battle for first. Apparently 26 laps is the striking distance between Noah and Frost. I honestly don't believe that. I really don't. Or maybe Best Noah is just showing quicker lap times here. Maybe that is what is going on. But a second then. Now he drops below to Best Noah, who is just absolutely rapid then. He is absolutely rapid today as the driver in front and looking to be the favourite for a win at the minute. He lost out, of course, did Elfrost, to Best Noah. And now he's trying to fight for it back, but he keeps dropping below that 1 second, just teasing himself with it. Can this now be the time for Frost to make a move? 0.7 of a second is the gap. And right on the rear side he is at the minute. As Wolfie says a quick state. Oh, and never mind, in the pit lane, ladies and gents. Pit stop coming in then. Pit stop coming in for Elfrost. As he goes on to the new hard compound. We're going to look at Wolfie, what he said. A quick statement. I apologise for all the drivers that have raced tonight. I've been away on holiday and I have been trying to look for drivers to make it better. That's from Wolfie Plays, everybody, in the chat today. As the 3-second time penalty then goes to Lou PNE. And also he gets a warning from that as well. So he's really struggling with the penalties then, he is at the minute. Yeah, he's gone round there as well. He really is struggling with the penalties at this moment in time. It's a shame to see, with 6 seconds to his name at the minute, and he goes into the pit lane. And a pit stop comes in for him then. 3-second stop, and he has to wait in there as well. Now coming out of the pit lane, it's a long stop for the Alpine, and he's out of the session, everybody. Lupiani is out. As we look back to the front drivers, Best Noah in the Mercedes. 16 seconds to Jones behind. And the gap pretty large now. But pit stops on your screen, and Best Noah is one of the only driver actually, yet to pit. And that is why there's such a large gap between the drivers at the minute. 16 seconds is the interval. And are we going to see the Mercedes come into the pit lane soon? He's a lot further around the track then than everybody else at the minute. And he could go into the pits at any given moment. But he's trying to run these mediums as far as they can go. And the gap has come down a slight bit to Jones. Now 15 seconds from the 16, so it might be time to hang it up for Best Noah. It might be time to go into the pit lane and end this now. As pit lap 16 to 17 on the medium tyres is what they're suggesting, but nobody has gone for that. Everybody has pitted a lot earlier than what the pit window is suggesting then. And, you know, earlier than lap 10, we've seen drivers come into the pit lane today. But Noah looking strong, and he decides still not to go into the pit lane, so he carries on and forgets about the pit lane for a moment. He's losing time to the guy behind of Jones, and unfortunately, you know, that is gonna it's gonna be quite worrying for him. Is he going to go in the pit lane this next lap around, or is he just going to keep going and whittle that time down? We'll find out. But Elfrost is right on the backside now of the Aston Martin, and he also just now picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He is on an absolute roll then tonight and flying on the backside of Jones. Is this going to be an overtake? The one we've all been waiting for a long while now. Of course, they've both made pit stop as well on the hard compound tyres. And 2-lap hold for the Ferrari, 4-lap hold for Jones. So holding the advantage is the Ferrari at the minute. Right on the rear side. But will he make an overtake? Will he get it, ladies and gents? All the way down the back straight, where you're going to pick up some absolutely massive speeds. And it is 210, 211 miles per hour there with the help of DRS. Round the outside line for Elfrost. And he gets into second place this evening. Makes an overtake then past Jones. And now another step closer to overtaking his rival for tonight, Noah, who, of course, started second place in the Grand Prix. Frost started P1, but into turn one, the Ferrari just lost it, and the Mercedes easily took it and went into P1 through the first corner. But now Elfrost is making this ground up, and he pitted early, you know, for the hards, as well as most people, apart from Noah, still running on the mediums. The 6 drivers remain then in tonight's Grand Prix. Lupiani and Cheatham are out of this Grand Prix tonight, and we only have 6 more. Cheers, Wolfie. I'm assuming that is results from last round, am I correct? I think that's from the last round. I honestly completely forgot where we went last week. Yes. Well, we do have the standings, ladies and gentlemen. Elfrost is your championship leader by 26 points then over Noah. And these guys, the championship rivals up at the top then, are battling it out today. Like their life depends on it. At the minute, it is going to be Best Noah that will gain the advantage, but we are still early stages, and Noah will need to make a pit stop. He's 9.3 seconds now of a gap to the man behind. And Frost is absolutely flying, it really is. But yes, last race was Spain, ladies and gents. It was Elfrost 1, Best Noah 2, then it's 3, M. Watson in the Drivers' Championship standings. Then it's Meldrum 4, LM1 Evo in 5 as a safety car is deployed, and we lose a Racing Bull. Safety car is out then, ladies and gentlemen. Safety car deployed. Oh, that's a big crash there, you can see. The Racing Bull then trying to get himself back onto the track. He's into the pit lane then with the drivers we go. And wow, we have our first safety car of the night, everybody. Best Noah in the chat. He says, yes, come on. This is playing massively into the favour of him. Exactly what he was probably trying to do. Extended out for a safety car, and it has happened. The Racing Bull crashed into the wall, and now here comes a McLaren exiting on brand new tyres. Everybody else is going to do the same thing then when they finally get round to it. But you know, you've got to admit, what a race so far. What a race that we have witnessed. As we see Best Noah now in the pit lane, then everybody, Best Noah going for a pit stop, and he goes on to the new hard compound tyres. Of course he does, the same as everybody else, but he holds the advantage today. New race leader then, and it will be El Frost as your leader now, as he was the man behind Noah and right behind him as well. Now Noah's going to hold the advantage. He really is. Frost doesn't decide to make a pit stop. Of course, they're all pretty much on brand new tyres. But the only two drivers that haven't made a stop then is El Frost and DXRCS. There's a tyre wear on your screen at the minute. And you can see the two drivers that haven't made a pit stop. Everybody else looks pretty chilled out, of course, as they have made pit stops today. As the weather's still looking clear then on the alert, which is what we like to see. We're just here with the safety car at the moment then, everybody, which is something we haven't had this race at the minute. And you can see El Frost then as the driver in front. And he has, of course, you know, led not even into turn one. He lost the lead into the first corner, but since then he's been on an absolute charge to come back for what is his. And he's done that so far, but at the cost of not going into the pit lane of the safety car, the same as nearly everybody else. He's on the older tyres, but he's back in front, and that is the exchange that he's made. Now the Ferrari is going to have to try and bring this home for his team. It's more than possible, and he can absolutely do it. We've seen the pace that he's been putting in today, and we're about half race distance now then, everybody. But a few penalties as well on the track. There's a few penalties, with the first one being DXRCS, who has a 3-second time penalty. We had the RB and the Alpine as our penalties, but they have retired from the session, actually. So the only driver with a penalty today is DXRCS, with a 3 to his name. Only 5 drivers still here, unfortunately, as well. So quite a tyre wear is muddled. Okay, I'll turn that off then. My apologies. Yeah, here under safety car. I'm going to check the tyre wear on another screen, and you'll have to let me know if this one's normal or not. I'll bring it up now for DXRCS as his tyre wear on your screen. Apparently 32% then. But then also on my other thing, it says you've got 26% wear, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Well, safety car comes in at the end of this lap then. We get told by race control. El Frost then as your leader, and he gets ready to push this car to the absolute limits, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go racing again here in Albert Park, and we are going to have an absolutely brilliant start with the drivers here. We really, really are. The Ferrari leads, but can he lead into the first corner this time around? That is what we are looking for. When will he decide to go? El Frost 1, Best Noah 2. And safety cars in the pit lane. We go green and we can race from now. Here we go then, round the final corner. We are racing again here in Albert Park, Australia, and it is Frost then into P1. Best Noah trying to make an overtake on him, right to the backside of him here. Can he make an overtake up the inside? He cannot, and El Frost does lead through the first few corners for the first time today. Here comes Best Noah then, trying to fight him for it, round the outside line. Will this be a move? He's giving it absolutely everything then, ladies and gentlemen, at the minute. As he looks up the inside line, is he going to be an overtake? The Ferrari on the back foot here then, both with a lot of battery but burning more. Is El Frost trying to stay ahead, but he loses it. And he's down to second place. Best Noah now as your leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Best Noah is your leader as it stands, and he's back in front again. He's absolutely flying today. He should be really happy with this. Started second place then, leading it in the minute, but up the inside line again. Is it going to be an overtake? The Ferrari's done it then through the chicane, and El Frost now back into P1, back where he started. This battle's far from over though, as up the inside goes the Mercedes again on the Ferrari. Lap 16 at 29, and they're giving each other hell then here in Melbourne, Australia. Can Best Noah stay in front? He's done it for now, but Frost is putting on mental amounts of pressures at the minute. He's going to make him struggle. He really, really is. 0.6 of a second now is the gap, and it's started to build with the drivers. We make our way down in towards turn 1, and Frost has dropped down a place. Stop and go penalty as well then for car 48 DXR, as he's in the pit lane now, and we'll have to have a drive through there, unfortunately. But Noah as your leader, and he is just driven phenomenally well. He really, really has. You cannot complain with how he's driven at the minute. It's been pretty impressive, to say the least. As I'm trying to get the gap up. There you go. 1.1 seconds then to El Frost, which is of course the driver behind. So he's keeping a good gap at the minute. But if that drops below a second, of course, the DRS will be activated and he'll start to struggle a little bit. The gap is coming down. The gap is down now to below a second, and the DRS is going to be activated as soon as possible. What a start for the front few drivers. Don't count this McLaren out as well, who was right on the case. And it is the McLaren of Card Elf then, who has brought himself into the action now. Brilliant for him. He's now all of a sudden, you know, involved in this front of the race. He's now chasing. He is now absolutely flying on the backside of El Frost. Can Card Elf make a move here then? El Frost 50% battery then in his car, and he is he's keeping it nice, well and reserved. 18 is the lap we are on, and 29 full laps we've got to do here then. Only 11 laps remain in this Grand Prix tonight. And Card Elf giving it absolutely everything, pushing the car to its limits then, all the way down and in towards the chicane. We're going to go on board with Card Elf with his DRS activated. Now to gain on the Ferrari. Is El Frost going to get overtaken? He goes round the outside line. Does the McLaren? They try their best. Is it going to be Card Elf into P2? He's done it into second place. Then a brilliant move as the Ferrari fights back here in Melbourne round the outside line. He regains what was his for a brief moment in time, running each other off the track into the gravel, and Card Elf now takes second place. What a brilliant overtake then from Card Elf. He's up from 8th place to 2nd place and could even win tonight's Grand Prix if he carries on like this. He does have a warning to his name, but a 3.4 second gap then at the minute to Best Noah, and if he can bring that down, he might be in with a chance of taking home a win today. Well, on the last lap then, the driver ahead and behind Best Noah, 1.6 seconds quicker, 1.5 seconds down for El Frost then. So, you know, at the minute, Card Elf in the ballpark, in the mid-range on lap 18. I'm not looking too bad at the minute on time, but he has got a chance here. Might just lose out to Elfrost though. He's right on the backside line, and round the outside line he goes. Check your mirrors, because Elfrost is here again, and he goes into second place, makes another overtake up. And Card Elf has to wait his turn. Now drops back to third place, and 10 laps remaining in tonight's Grand Prix. As Best Noah joins in the chat then. 10 laps remaining of the race, everybody. 10 laps to go as we cross the line. And Best Noah is looking good at the minute with a 3.9 second gap to Elfrost, and he has been the dominant force in tonight's race. He really has. You've got to give it to him there. As his reaction time, apparently 13.0. I've got no idea what that means there. We're just getting used to some of these graphics. We really are. Speed trap as well. We've not brought this one up before. In the speed trap, just below 200 miles an hour then in this race. Well, here comes Best Noah as he tops out at 186 miles per hour and recharging his battery as he got 4 seconds. The driver behind, and the driver behind as well, is Elfrost with a 3-second time penalty to his name, which is going to really throw a spanner in the works of tonight's Grand Prix. And the man that took pole position today might just struggle to replicate that and, you know, turn that into a race win, because Noah is on a roll, and the safety car came out just at the right time. Pretty much means he didn't really have to make a pit stop. Of course, safety car comes out, your pit stop time gets halved straight away. But are we going to see any more pit stops? Best Noah, if he went into the pit lane now, he would rejoin in 4th place, which, you know, isn't actually too bad. You know, if he wanted some fresh tyres on, he could, you know, he could absolutely do it. But there's no point. You know, these hards at the minute are looking okay, and that is all that matters. He just has to keep them in a good working window, because they can fall off straight away. They really, really can. And Best Noah been on this tyre then for 7 laps at the minute on the hard compound, and trying to run these to the end. 7 laps for him. Elfrost has been on them for a little longer. 12 laps then for Elfrost, but Noah at the minute only 7, so, you know, pretty much half of the distance that he has done. As we look behind, see if we can find any more action going on. DXRCS at the very back of the grid then, 15 seconds adrift, and unfortunately with a penalty as well of 13 seconds to his name as an outstanding penalty. That is going to really you know, be a detriment to his Grand Prix tonight, and he will not be happy with that. Something that he would need to improve on in future races, but he will get there eventually, of course. Time penalties can be a pain to work with. Best Noah, have I had a warning yet? No, you haven't, mate. You haven't had a warning. Best Noah is looking good. No warnings to his name. And, you know, the cleanest driver out of the lot at the minute. Not even a warning being given to him, which is quite an easy thing to get, to be fair. So he's on a roll, and really clean racing for him, as he has not had a warning as of yet. But we don't want to jinx anything, as he will cross the line to start lap 23 of 29. The laps are slowly but surely ticking by then here in Albert Park. And if you're in the chat, I really hope you've enjoyed the graphics tonight. It's been a bit different, and bear with me, because I am trying to get used to, you know, putting the right graphics on at the right time and understanding which ones to use, you know, as well as commentate, because it's not something I can really get somebody to do for me either, because I've got all the software here So I'm just trying to work out how to do it as well as commentating. So apologies if that takes away some of the commentary from me, but I'm going to do my best to even it out. But we've got 6 laps remaining of the Grand Prix, and not a lot going on. Frost, as we know, the fastest lap driver at the minute, apparently fastest lap of the race is Best Noah, never mind. Yeah, Frost there with the fastest lap of the race, as we have car 25 of, I believe, Card Elf then, picking up a warning, which leads him another place closer to getting a time penalty. He still hasn't got a penalty, and to be fair to him, he's been very clean with it today at the moment. But we'll see. Fastest lap at the minute then goes to Elfrost, 1 minute 19.197 in the race, and he's looked quick on time. Of course, he did go on the new tyres, and that might explain why he was quick earlier on. He took the fastest first and second sectors. Jones takes the fastest, sector 3, and he looks quickest at the minute. But lap 24 of 29, then we cross the line, and the gap between Best Noah and Frost is 4.6 seconds then at this moment in time, as he tries to gain, does Frost, on the man in front. We'll find out if he can do it. I'm not entirely sure if he will. It's quite a bit of a distance. It really is. As it says, Frost is slower at the minute. Frost is not catching Best Noah at this minute in time. 4.8 seconds is the gap, and Frost just not as quick as the man in front, not as quick as him to catch, and unfortunately that is going to be very detrimental to his qualifying race, his qualifying pace, and now the Grand Prix, because he took pole today, but you're just not going to be able to replicate that at the minute in this race. Only a few laps to go, and he can't gain 4.6 seconds in those laps. And Jones is in P5 then. I believe he has retired. He's still here, of course, but I think he's left, and I think he's an AI at the minute. There's 5 remaining laps. How quick is this going then? 5 remaining laps today. But yeah, that just confirms it for us then up at the front, of course. Frost is on the older tyres, 16 lap old compared to Best Noah's 11 lap old. So, what we're looking at the minute is a Ferrari that is just so struggling on pace because of the tyre deficit and tyre offset. But here he is, the Mercedes that has been so dominant in tonight's Grand Prix. And 5.1 seconds is the gap between him and Frost. These guys are championship rivals. They're 1 and 2 in the Drivers' Championship. Frost being the P1 sitter and Best Noah second place. But on the day, Best Noah today has been the better driver. You have to admit, he really has been that better driver heading down in towards turn 1 with only 4 laps remaining now. And he's just driven brilliantly. He really has. Keeping it up then here in CPG SGN Motorsports, where we only have a few laps, as Card Elf then picks up the quickest lap of the Grand Prix as he crosses the line, and that will get him an extra point if he can continue and hold that, which is exactly what he would like to be doing here. In a place where he's P3, he could get some more points as well. But Best Noah then started second, as we all know. He's there now in P1, and he's going to be coming around now to start lap 27 as we soon round off this Grand Prix. How quick has it gone? It really has flown by. As we go to Elfrost, I just don't think this man is going to be gaining anything on the man in front. We've got Card Elf getting a black and white flag. A bit of a warning from the stewards there to say, hey, do not do that again. I don't think he will be doing that again. Race story then for Elfrost. He started P1, currently P2, 3 warnings and 3 corner cuts. A 3-second time penalty then he has. So, you know, even if he did gain and overtake Best Noah, you know, this penalty is completely screwing him over. He will not be able to do anything about this today. It's completely out of his hands. And like I mentioned earlier, the tyre offset is the biggest killer for him. With 18 laps on these tyres compared to Best Noah's 13. You know, so the offset there is just going to really make him struggle. It really is. But if you're in the chat, everybody, I hope you enjoy tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. Starks then in the Williams joins in the chat. He said he just gave up, unfortunately. He'd given up tonight then. And it's a shame to see. Not many drivers left here in CPG then tonight, as it has died down quite a bit in Albert Park. But we crossed the line with Best Noah. We start the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix as he crosses the line now then. This is getting serious for him. This is where he's going to start to realise it. You know, realise what he's doing today. It's been a sensational drive for him. And absolutely will be a win for him if he can continue this and doesn't make any major mistakes. Because still, if he spun around, there's a 7-second gap to Elfrost. If he doesn't get a quick turnaround on that, he would lose the place. So Noah has got a lot to think about here. He may be in front, but he has to keep this nice and tidy in the remaining laps. But I'm sure he will. We know what this man is like. Quick driver indeed. And he's showcased that today. Well, here we go then. The driver that's dominated in this race is Best Noah as he makes his way round and onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. What a race it has been from him, you've got to say. Quite impressive the way that he's handled it. He's got a man behind him who started on pole, but he fully beat him today, and no questions about it. You know, he made it look easy as well. And with his tyres currently on quite bad wear and 15 lap old, he's just about going to bring this Mercedes home after a long and treacherous Grand Prix in these very hot conditions then around here in Australia. Of course, it is extremely hot around here today. You know, sometimes you can get rain, sometimes you can get extreme sun. It is crazy the difference you get, but today we have managed to get on the lucky side of the sunny weather, and maybe that has been a helping factor of Best Noah taking this one so easily today. He is absolutely flew. He really has. And, you know, you've got to admire it. You've got to admire it. 1 minute 20.009 was the fastest lap for a minute. But lost out to Card Elf. But one thing he hasn't lost out on is tonight's Grand Prix. The win is what matters, and an absolute domination from the Mercedes. Best Noah across the line. He's going to win the Australian Grand Prix here in Albert Park. He takes the win tonight. An absolutely brilliant race for Best Noah, who takes that win 16 seconds then ahead of the Ferrari. Sensational race from the Mercedes. And we didn't doubt him at all throughout. Across the line for Elfrost, then takes 2. And it is the McLaren of Card Elf who will come across the line and finish on the podium in 3rd, everybody. Then it's Darks across the line in 4. And Jones at the back of the grid in P5 to round off tonight's Grand Prix. Best Noah, though, as your winner. Here it comes tonight, man. That certainly looks like me on the right. Thank you, mate. I appreciate the kind words from you. Race winner, best Noah. That is the end then of tonight's race for us, where it's been quite an exciting one, to say the least, and podium celebrations. As we get onto the finishing results then, everybody. Best Noah takes the win. Time of 40 minutes then, and 25 points bagged for the Mercedes driver today. Elfrost in the Ferrari, unfortunately, just wasn't his day. Then lines up second place at the end of the race. Then it's Card Elf that finishes in third, joined by Darks in 4. Jones retires in 5. Then it is, I'm not entirely sure what's happened at the bottom of the graphics there, but the front few are absolutely right, and the top 3 certainly is correct. But I hope you've enjoyed the new graphics tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a good, it's been a good race, and I hope you've enjoyed the new stuff on the screen. I grabbed the win with the first race of the new graphics. You absolutely do, but hopefully you guys all enjoy. Please, in the Discord later on, give me some feedback. But that is it from us and CPG SGN Motorsports. Next race, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I will definitely be there for it. Have a good evening, everybody. Well done to Best Noah, and good night.